Hey, everybody. Welcome to another fun episode. We's back. We's doing fun. We's making things.
We's always doing something.
Yeah, it's strawberry season.
It is.
And oh my gosh, and I was going to tell you this before we went live in our green room, but I'll tell you afterwards. Is we went down to the aquarium with the kids yesterday, and there's like in Dallas at the state fair, there's like this small farmers market type area, to which I mean a guy who does beef and chicken. This lady, they do these peanut butters. Another one does like different fruits, different lemonades. And then I come up to this one and I kind of look. I'm looking for. I'm hungry. I want to eat something. And the one lady that has the chicken wrap, the burrito wraps.
Oh yeah.
There's no chicken ones left, and I'm like, I don't want just a bean thing because all right, it won't weigh me down enough that anyway. So then I look at all the other light foods. I'm like, not going to eat it. So then a couple minutes later, Gwen comes over with this thing in hand that looks like a poke bowl.
Oh, okay.
It's watermelon poke bowl.
Oh.
And it's a partnership between the city of Dallas and this. Oh God, I don't have the card here for that. I'm sorry. Anyway, the lady from the city of Dallas, when I told her about her podcast, she goes, "Oh, that's interesting. We'd be interested in talking." I'm like, "Oh, because it's all about it local."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh man, we gotta have you on." So anyway,
connections. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's what connections. We just every week we go someplace. I'm probably trying to make more connections for this podcast than I do for my own business, which I need to make more connections for my business so I don't starve. But anyway. Anyway, this week here, we had to think what we're going to call it strawberry something, right? Yeah. It's like kind of that end of summer, so we're trying to get all those summery type things out. And the one thing we're not going to do on the podcast is we're not going to do grapefruit because Gladys don't like grapefruit. We're not going to do bananas because Tim can't eat bananas, but they're both summery things, right? Anyway, so strawberry something was the theme we come up with. I've got a lovely little strawberry crepe. It's something we do at our house. Strawberry pie filling.
Let me
some real whipped cream onto it, and then some strawberries. I just sliced the strawberry up, put it up on top. Sorry, Tim is not that decorative. So then Tim made a strawberry puree out of real strawberries today. He's done this can. So I'm going to make this along with some of Tim's lemonade.
Of course.
I was actually going to mix it on the show. But I've got, because, it is like a drink. I'm going to tell you what goes well with strawberry.
Let's see, moonshine?
Nope.
Oh.
Tim does not have moonshine this time. There's not moonshine on my table.
Really? Well, I would think tequila goes well with strawberries, Lalos.
Tequila. I mean, I thought about it over and over again. I was like, do I want vodka? Do I want moonshine? Do I want rum? Right?
Yes, I actually thought about rum. I opted for rum today. I said no. I said no to rum today. And you know what I mean?
Really? You did too?
I said no to rum. Yeah.
No. I thought about it. I mean, did you think about it too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought about it, and I'm like, a strawberry daiquiri. I really thought about that, making something of our own. And then I thought, it's just tequila. Tequila. You know what I mean? It's like you can make a margarita, strawberry margarita. You can make it a regular margarita. Yes. One thing you don't put in your margarita or shower is milk. Milk in your margarita don't work. Anyway, there's a whole thing with Glenn Morshower does on that. So anyway.
Well, one thing that I
Robert, good to see you, buddy.
One thing that I didn't do, which I forgot to grab because I gave a couple of my liquid IV. I have a strawberry one.
Oh, okay.
And the liquid IV strawberry, for those of you that grew up back in the 80s and the 70s, maybe even the 60s, Quick. So you know that flavor of Quick with the milk?
Yeah.
It has that flavor of Quick. And it just takes me back to my childhood drinking Quick.
I'm just going to mix this in my mason jar tonight.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
I'm gonna make me a strawberry lemonade.
Mm,
Shake it on up. I brought the shaker in, I brought the stirrer in, but you know what? I'm making strawberry lemonade out of this sucker. We'll pour it in a glass and add tequila.
And there you go. There you go. I love it. Well, I did email myself some, let me look. And I don't remember what time. I know I did that. And I was like, oh, first of all, appetizers. So what kind of, so the food that you got, those were the only things that you brought on for yourself?
So the only thing I got was these crepes.
Okay.
Right. But then, I'm like, I've got to have something else to eat because it's dinner time. I have something I always kept in my freezer, these little crab cakes.
Okay. Yeah.
They're like mini crab cakes you can get from Kroger or HEB. Okay. Right. But like the crepes is like, we've had the crepes. We've done these for breakfast.
Okay.
By themselves. All right. And I really didn't put anything else to it. I put those so I can add this as a meal because I think Gwen's doing meatloaf out there. So, but I wanted to stick to our theme as close as I could to our theme as possible.
Yes. So what I came up with, I will show you as soon as I get some pictures here because this is looking very pretty. So what I have, this you can do with, technically it's supposed to be on a crostini, ricotta, strawberries, mint, and then drizzled with the balsamic. I changed it up because I'm going to be out of town. I didn't want to buy ricotta and then not use it. So cream cheese, I had it in the fridge. It lasts longer. And I didn't have time to make the crostini. So I just did the cream cheese, the strawberries. And because I forgot to bring my mint, I put basil instead with the drizzle of the balsamic. Now, the balsamic that I'm using is an original glaze in Italy. It's a balsamic vinegar of Modena. This is what I'm using.
I did have some fresh mint for mine. So
nice. One thing that my mama, because this is a thing, that was my mama's thing. She would get strawberries, chop them up, put sugar on them, let them sit, and then she would either add a heavy cream or yogurt. Usually a heavy cream. She did. What I did is that I used Greek yogurt and I did not add sugar because I thought with the Greek yogurt it was going to allow the sugar from the strawberries to come out. Then she would put it over a pound cake. So strawberry pound cake. I made a spinach strawberry with feta salad, and the third thing that I made, or the fourth thing that I made, was I got this Italian prosciutto. So I have this Italian theme going on. The Italian prosciutto, I wrapped it around the mozzarella, and then I added both the tomato as well as the strawberry, and then did a drizzle of the balsamic. So there is like balsamic throughout.
Wow. Look at that.
Look at all those colors. And I love this in the little skewer. I only made one, but I have.
What else is on the skewer?
I'm sorry?
What else is on the skewer?
The inside is mozzarella, covered by the Italian prosciutto. Okay. And then the organic little baby tomato and the strawberry. And so I also have like a puree that's right in here that I frozen previously, but I also have some fresh strawberries to muddle with lime.
How do you make your strawberry puree?
Originally, the way that I made it is that I mashed the strawberries with sugar and let them sit. And then I pureed them. The last time that I made them, I did puree them. This one, it's just all in here.
Okay.
So this I threw in the blender, and it was just what I had left over. But I usually strain it so that way it gets all the. You're getting more like the syrup, not any of the rest of the strawberry. I wanted all of it, so I
use the emulsion blender, but I do it inside. That's why I have the wide mouth jar.
Yeah.
Because I chopped the strawberries up sugar onto them, and I let them sit for about an hour.
Okay.
Then I put them in the jar, and then the emulsion thing, because everything's in here, so it can't splat out.
Yeah.
Originally, I tried I remember the first time I ever tried it, I did it in a bowl, up the side of the bowl. Well, in here, it stays inside here.
Yeah.
And that's the wide mouth jar, because the emulsion will stay in there. All
Yep.
right. And almost always I get almost all the strawberries. And it literally is nothing more than strawberries and sugar. I don't strain mine. So I'm getting the raw.
Yeah. I like it that way. I really do. The only thing when you have all of it is that if you want the drink to look very beautiful in the glass, you do need to strain it through a fine mesh. It just makes your cocktail look that much.
It looks like this. I mean, if you can see the edge,
yeah,
that's what it does. Now, this is my drink. I put it in there with the lemonade, ice, stirred it. I've got a little piece of mint that I put on top, but then I stirred it in, and then I added the tequila, a shot of tequila.
Yeah, mint just gives it that added little taste in there. And having something that's salty will balance out the acidity that margarita. So having something salty, savory, that always works. Kind of like prosciutto, the goat cheese, the balsamic. All of those things actually help balance out. Like the strawberry spinach salad here. This one has, it does not have blue cheese, although it called for blue cheese. I'm like, no, thank you. So I did crumbled feta in here. Instead of toasted pecans, I have toasted almonds because that's what I had. You can use a balsamic vinaigrette or a poppy seed because I had the glaze. I added this plus a light olive oil, extra light taste. So I did do that, and then that will give it a nice little balance. And that goes very well, as well as like the mozzarella pearls, the basil leaves, olive oil, a touch of sea salt. All of those things go very well with the acidity, again, of the drink. Having the if it would have been ricotta, but the cream cheese, that also goes very well. It's that balance. It's all about balance that makes this taste absolutely delicious. Now, cocktails. On to cocktails. I haven't made my cocktail yet. I will make it in a second, but there's a variety of different things you can do. Strawberry basil smash. So this is something that you can muddle the basil and the strawberries, and so that basil, that peppery taste of the basil will tame down a little bit of the strawberry, and then you add lime, so you got the little tartness. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. Very bright, so it's bright and vibrant, savory yet sweet, and then a little bit of tang in there. It just makes a really good cocktail, and that goes very well with the pound cake and strawberries. So you have the sweet on sweet, but then you have the herbal notes, and so it just goes very well. A balsamic basil gin tonic. So this is the balsamic glaze because of the umami. It's got that acidity and it's that deep, rich flavor. And so then you got the rich flavor of the strawberry. I didn't bring any rosemary, although I did have it. It gives you that woodsy aroma. And so with the balsamic, it's a little, scary because it's like, hey, that goes on a dressing. But only with strawberry, it's jammy. It gives it that dramatic richness. And so it goes perfectly with that bite of the tonic. And it goes very well with strawberry. It goes well with brie cheese, with string cheese. I think it would go well also with the cream cheese that I have. And so you can think of a sandwich and that jammy texture, but then with the cheese and the botanical notes, it just goes very well together. There's a note that the science of balsamic and berry, the balsamic vinegar are a historic culinary pairing because of the acidity of the vinegar breaks down the berry cells and instantly releases that natural aromatic compound. And so it makes it taste a little bit more intense. And so that strawberry flavor is just going to come right out. Now, when you're smelling it, anything that has an herb in it, especially, like the basil, the mint, the rosemary, it just kind of comes out. And when you're putting it with a gin tonic, it's those oils are released into the air. You can smell it, and it just tastes so delicious. So when you're pairing these flavors of herbs and then you have some savory and you got some sweetness, all of this goes so well together that it's just, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. I haven't made the cocktail.
Well, while you make your cocktail, I'm going to talk about something with strawberries that as a kid, strawberries growing up, and I know this for many of us here, when we had strawberries, it was a summertime thing only. All right. It was not something you got. We're very fortunate that there things are grown around the world now, brought to our grocery stores. But as a kid, you had strawberries in the summertime, fresh. Now, the things that if we got strawberries, the things that my mother would make, which we did canning, all right, was a strawberry jam, right?
Yeah.
And I want to tell you is, if I had to choose, I know many of you had this growing up, was the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
If you gave it to me with strawberry jelly, I was in heaven. There was two types of jelly I wanted it with, strawberry and peach.
Yep.
All right. Those are the two jellies I wanted. I did not want raspberry jelly. I did not want grape jelly. Those are just ones I did not like. I loved the strawberry jelly. And if I had to eat peanut butter and jelly, I would eat it with strawberry jelly. Now, the sad part is because of how we grew up. All right. Well, granted, most of the stuff we get in the store, that strawberry jelly has way too many additives in. Growing up, we didn't have as many additives into it.
Right.
All right. But the strawberry jam, I remember, I'm going to ask you, and I'm pretty sure you're going to say the same. What was your favorite strawberry jam that you got from the store?
Smuckers.
Yep. Everybody would have went for Smuckers. Why? It was just one of those things that was known by name brand. Yeah. Does it mean Smuckers was the best?
Smuckers
no.
Has to be good.
Huh?
With a name like Smuckers.
It has to be, it has to be good, right?
Exactly.
But did you ever have a homemade strawberry jam, or go to, like we talked about, farmers market?
No.
Farmers market
and
get somebody's strawberry jam.
No, I grew up in East LA. Well, I take that back. We did not have farmers market because East LA, but what we did have was the Grand Central Market in downtown LA. So the Grand Central Market was this huge warehouse. I mean, huge warehouse. And there was the one whole end of the against the wall where all meats. So everything was meats. Everything in the middle was various vendors of fruit. Back then, we could buy 10 pounds of tomatoes for $1. You know, the peaches were, I mean, it was like everything was like 5 pounds, 3 pounds, 10 pounds for $1. Sometimes you're like, just give me 50 cents. And so we would go to the Grand Central Market once a month. We had our little, because we were on the bus, and we had our little cart. And so we would put all the heavy stuff at the bottom, and then everything else that wasn't so heavy on top of it. When we would get on the bus, usually my aunt would get the top of it, and I would get the bottom, get it up on the bus. And then we had all of our veggies in there, fruits, veggies, tortillas. We would get pitas. And then we would get the ham at the other end. You know, they would slice up the ham. So that was our idea of farmers market. So these were fresh ingredients that were coming in, but we were getting it for very inexpensive, a lot less than the supermarket, and and there was better quality than we would get at the supermarket. So we did not get fruits and veggies at the local store. We just didn't. So even though we didn't have what we see now as a farmer's market, we did have something like similar. So today I'm going to be making this elderflower strawberry. This has not even been opened, so forgive me as I use my utensils to open this up, because this is from Quartz Mountain Distillery. It's up in Vancouver.
Yes, Robert, homemade jam does rock, buddy. I just had to comment on that one. So.
Yeah, that's kind of important because it does. Oh my goodness, I think I might have freezer jam in the freezer here. I keep freezer ham here I keep freezer jam here at the office and at home. I have strawberry, raspberry, and marionberry. well,
I mean, you think about like we did canning and stuff, so you canned the strawberry jam, but frozen stuff. I very easily could make this what I did today and freeze it, and it would be good. So, like one of the things I did do today, we've been trying out. So the new Kroger came in. We've been trying it out.
Okay.
And I'm going to say live on my podcast, I prefer HEB. I'm just sorry. I just do. It's just not that. And it's not. It's just because I see my wife frustrated with the app, and I know the app worked. The app worked far better at HEB than Kroger's does. Anyway,
used to it. I'm used to it. The one thing with Kroger's app is that, like with Safeway, I can be in the store and I can add the coupon, and it'll be there by the time I get to I can be in line and it will update immediately. With Kroger,
well, no, it does do that. The problem I have with it is
it takes
right, and I forget why I went down this road, but anyway,
difficult.
It was the things I make. All right, things we do is when we go through the app in HEB, like it basically walks you through the store step by step. There's no. I watched several people in the grocery store in the produce section go round and round 4 times trying to find one thing, and went by something 4 times because then it sent it back to that area to get it. You know what I mean? And it's not efficient.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, in doing the stuff with that with the shopping and stuff and trying to get all the stuff that we're trying to do and do for our show. I mean, I'm always looking for the unique things. I'm always looking for what I can get and what I can make with it. I like fresh stuff, right? Yeah. There's certain things that we do fresh that work better, right? For this podcast, I wanted, tonight's podcast, I wanted to make things like that I can get and freeze. Well, at the HEB, they have these. They cut the chicken wings up.
Okay.
And then they have they have them like soaked in the buffalo sauce.
Okay.
And I like to buy them because they don't have that at Kroger, so I bought whole wings. Today I cut the whole wings up into pieces and then marinated them in my sauce and froze half of them, and I got half of them I'll cook later.
Okay.
But it all goes down to what you want to make, right? It's like just always like the way you drink. I like those wings. I like them done a certain way. So I'm going to test to see if my way of getting them from Kroger works as opposed to the way I got them from. Because then I got to put them on my grill one day. I'm going to turn the grill on. And I'm going to grill the batch, right? And turn them over. And they're not breaded wings. They're just raw wings. So anyway, that's what I was doing with it. And looking at how I make things, having to go things and make your own to make it your way. So, hey, Mark just come in here and joined in. So,
hey, Mark. Yep, my buddy. Okay, so there was a balsamic smash, and I didn't get the immediate recipe. So now it's like I'm looking for it and I'm not finding it. I did find one. It calls for lime wedge, cucumber, strawberry, simple syrup, balsamic vinegar, and then with gin with seltzer water. So I did not. I'm gonna see if I can find it because the other one was very simple. It was almost like a gin and tonic, and it had the simple syrup, strawberries, and the balsamic is from what I remember. So it was a. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna do something a little different. And I didn't. Oh my goodness! I'm like so unprepared today. I didn't grab my other glass. So the other one will have basil in it, and
I know I only brought one glass today because I was mixing everything up in the jars.
Yeah.
Which so I have a jar of tea, which I think I showed you guys last week. That I have a jar of tea like this at all times, lemonade and tea on my refrigerator in the summertime. Green tea with the mint. That is just so refreshing. But anyway,
with this one, I'm going to use what I already had in my little that I unfroze. So I'm not gonna. I don't have to muddle these.
And I would love to hear what you guys. All right, so in the comments, folks, if you're listening in, how would you? I mean, if you got fresh strawberries, how would you make them into a puree to save? All right, would you do like I did with the emulsion, or would you muddle them in? All right, and do them that way. What sugar would you add? Because I know people who do brown sugar. I know people who do regular white granule sugar. I know people. I did powdered sugar. So
okay.
I will say a recipe I remember growing up with strawberries that we had was we used to do strawberry milk, and it tasted like a strawberry milkshake.
Yes.
And that was, I mean, we would put the strawberries, milk, and we would put powdered sugar into it, and then just blend it up with ice cubes.
Okay.
And it literally tasted like a strawberry milkshake you got from McDonald's. It's a little better, but anyway.
A lot better, I would assume. And I'm gonna throw. I'm like,
there wasn't ice cream into it, but still, with just milk, it was still really good. So, but you got to find it. I mean, I've found tons of these recipes that are really, really good. That's why I'm drinking my drink tonight with tequila. You guys all know I'm a moonshine guy. I'm a whiskey guy. I mean, last week I made my stuff with whiskey and loved it. This week I'm drinking drinking tequila. Right. And it's just because I think strawberries go well with tequila.
Oh wow. This one's got a
Tell me, girl.
Well, this is a Navy strength gin, absolutely delicious. The having that balsamic in here, it's just adding to the flavor. The strawberries are coming through. I think I want to add an actual like strawberry in there versus just the puree because I want to get a little bit of that.
Would you make your own at home strawberry balsamic dressing?
Oh, I probably could. I've never tried making it.
I've never tried it either, but I mean, these are things you can do with the strawberries yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
and you only have a short. Yeah, there is a short window. We can get strawberries all around, but it's only a certain time of year. That's. Wow. Okay. Adding that fresh strawberry because the strawberry that I have right now is a lot sweeter than the strawberry that I had frozen. Mm-hmm. Because when I made that, I think it was at right before the season. So I think the strawberries weren't as ripe.
Yeah.
But adding this strawberry that I picked up today, it added a little bit of sweetness and I like that. Mm-hmm. And then on this one,
my wonderful friend Allegra is here. I love that girl. She is so awesome. Go check her out, by the way. She's got some awesome stuff going on.
I have not tasted any of my food. This is the.
I know. I'm waiting to hear this food, girl. You got so many. You have more food than me.
And I haven't touched any of it. I'm gonna have to get a picture right there because it's like everything. I got a picture.
You get a picture of mine because it's in my tummy. It's in my belly.
No kidding. Let's get these. Let's get this food and drink in the picture and the balsamic. I mean, this is just beautiful. It was so sad. The other day I didn't get any of the pictures of my drinks, and I was like, "How did I not get a picture of them?" Okay.
Well, the other thing is while you're doing that, is the other strawberry stuff that I really wanted to do, but I couldn't find the right mixture to do it. And I didn't want to go from fully raw all recipe on this because it was too much work. And that was, we talked about it before, strawberry rhubarb pie. Oh, and like we used to get the filling I make the crepes with, we used to get a strawberry rhubarb filling. Well, they don't have it now. I mean, it's something we got before the pandemic that we loved. Oh my God, it was just so good. And it was part of Kroger's Simple Truth brand. Okay. So that was their organic brand back in the day. They had that, and they just don't have it anymore. And it was one of the greatest filler we made for our crepes. And yeah, that's one way that I love strawberries. And I'm going to tell you is I know my friend Tim Schweinsberger kind of tunes in every now and then, and I know he doesn't. I don't think Tim drinks alcohol, But Tim is a baker, and Tim's strawberry rhubarb pie is out of this world. And the last time I had it, I mean, gosh, I mean, I don't think my kids were born the last time I had his pie.
Wow, it's a long time.
Grandkids, right? And I'm going to tell you, I still remember his strawberry rhubarb pie. This is just how good of a baker Tim is. So Tim's a great. You can follow him on Facebook on the Woodworking Baker. All right, he's a woodworker and he does baking very, very good. He does both very, very good. So maybe we should get him on the podcast.
I think so.
The Woodworking Baker on the podcast.
Well, there was a friend that gave us some rhubarb. So I actually, I used the rhubarb. That was the cocktails I didn't get a picture of. Where's my rhubarb?
Yeah.
It was delicious. And I said to one of my friends, oh, are you going to, because she took more of it. I said, are you going to make strawberry rhubarb? And she's like, got the rhubarb and said, don't be ruining my rhubarb.
Don't you be taking my rhubarb, girl. Yeah.
Nope. She was like, not about, it was just rhubarb, not rhubarb strawberry.
Yeah. There's a million things you can do with strawberries. It's one of the reasons why we kind of, and I think we kind of did something earlier in the summer, a little bit about it. But this one here was just strawberry something. It was about the idea is, well, how many different things you can do with strawberry, right? And I remember, like when I first moved to Dallas, this is when I could still eat bananas. There was this strawberry banana crepe that we had at.
Oh, I love strawberry banana. That combination.
And then strawberry banana smoothies. So, and it was the. I don't think it was strawberry. It might have been strawberry, but I can't remember which one it was. But this was like in 2008 or 9. This is when I realized I had a problem with them. When I was working for Starbucks, and they came out with their smoothie line, and because we were making them and tasting them that day, and then we were launching. So I'm there all day making them and tasting them because we had to do tasting so we could explain them to the customers. And I think it was about 4:30. I had been there since noon doing tastings with the customers, and I was as high as a kite. I'm talking like I hate to say this on a podcast. I don't smoke anymore, all right, but I have in the past, right? Like we're talking like good marijuana high, really out there high. And I'm like, what the heck? And I mean, at the time I rode motorcycle. I rode like a chopper motorcycle, not like a bagger that was comfortable. I'm talking like beat up chopper, like you beat the wind on you and everything. And I'm like, I had to ride my bike home, and I'm high as a kite. I'm like, how the hell am I going to do this? And I'm trying to research why the hell am I so high? So I go talk to my doctor. All right, and then we try to make smoothies, and we take things out to figure out what it was. Okay. Took the banana out, and I was fine. So that was when we realized bananas. And I remember going to my doctor and saying, so I get high from bananas. And all my friends were like, oh man, I wish I could eat bananas and get high. I said, yeah, but I'm on a drug. It's reaction to the drug. You have to take the drug for my epilepsy to make it. Anyway. But yeah, I had to walk. I had to stop bananas. I don't eat bananas at all now because of that. That was where I learned, okay, no more bananas.
Right. But it's the bats that are making the clash. So prior to that.
Yes, Tim had a chopper there, Robert. I had a you can look on my Facebook and you'll actually find an old picture of it. There's a picture of me with it, with the old flat black. All right. I don't think I had a front fender on it. I barely had a back fender on it. I bought that bike for $2,000 wreck. I had to have somebody, do some weld work on the frame so I can continue still riding. And 2 weeks after I bought it, I wrecked it. So I had to fix it from that. Anyway.
Well, that just meant you made it better.
It did. I actually rode that bike 30-some thousand miles onto it after I rebuilt it.
Wow.
So I had a blast with that bike. It was, and I only did like 3 road trips with it. Yeah. And I know I was talking with Gilby Clark from Guns N' Roses in March when I was out in LA. And Gilby's into old choppers too. And Gilby was telling me all about some of the bikes he has. And I'm like, oh man, I'm jealous. I want to go ride. And the reason I don't have them is because they beat up my back. I went to bagger, dressed up bikes because they were comfortable to ride.
Okay. Yeah.
But they're fun. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, so tell me what you're tasting, girl.
Both of my cocktails tasted really good. The the one with the I put the tonic water in
Yeah.
went so well with my strawberry spinach salad, and it was because of the feta cheese. The feta and that tonic just boom, it meshed well, and the strawberry just came through. The Navy strength gin with the balsamic and the lime and the basil went very well with my pound cake, as well as with my cream cheese and strawberry. And I think in part it had to do because there's basil in this too, that it went well. My prosciutto.
That it just made me think. You know what? The one thing is, neither one of us did that most everybody would think that you'd have with strawberries. Strawberry cheesecake.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I did think about it, but I was going to go with the pound cake because it's lighter than the cheesecake.
It is. It is lighter than it is
Yeah.
far lighter. All right, but like most people would not think to have it with pound cake. They would think to have it with cheesecake.
Mm-hmm. That has been a favorite. I've taken it to many potlucks.
Yeah.
When I've been in charge of desserts, and people love it because it's so light.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't add the cream or the yogurt to the strawberries. I just do strawberries with the sugar.
Yeah.
It just caramelizes them, and it's great. And that just, especially when it's outdoors, like a picnic, not adding any cream product is much easier to hold. I don't need to worry about it staying cold. And it works out very well.
Yeah.
It's a very versatile dessert that's not heavy. So that's what I like.
Yeah. I love them, but I don't do, like, I had some of the whipped cream tonight. I hardly ever do strawberries with cream into it. It's just not my thing. And usually, like, this one here was real whipped cream, so it's, you know what I mean, you can see it kind of separating on the plate what's left. But normally I would use the canned whipped cream because I could just aerate it on there. Anyway, yeah, and just a cream product and strawberries, while they go well together, cream cheese, cheesecake, all those things. It's not something I like to have with my strawberries.
I love strawberries to go cheese go so well with the spinach.
Oh, well, wait a minute. There's one exception to that rule. Strawberry pie and ice cream.
Mm.
Who doesn't like ice cream?
I ate ice cream yesterday. We some friends, we got together. We were going to play kickball.
Yeah.
And two of the younger friends, they brought the little cups of ice cream. And I remember, like because they're the cardboard that you just, put it in half and then use it as a scoop.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started using that, and it's like, we do have, spoons. I'm like, oh, okay. I ate one. They're like, you're eating the ice cream. It's for after the game. I said, oh no, they're going to melt. I got to save them right now. So I ate one, and then at a water break, ice cream,
Yeah.
So I ate two. It was like, oh my goodness. And I don't eat sweets. Y'all know I ain't no sweet person. But that was very reminiscent of my youth. So I really enjoyed that. And then playing kickball, it was like, oh my goodness, I think the last time I played kickball, I must have been 16 or 17. So it was so much fun. So much fun.
We say ice cream, and I always recall, this is going back 20 years now, 20 years ago, as, and I used to see this man before we moved up to this house, but he was, at the time he told me this, he was like a deacon at our church. And I remember visiting his house, and he says to his wife, hey, honey, can I tell Tim the ice cream joke? Like, this has got to be good if he asks permission from his wife to tell me the ice cream joke.
Yeah.
So the ice cream joke goes like this, because it is a Texas thing. And he says, this Texas lady was going to have one of her ice cream socials for church. So she goes to Baskin and Robbins, and she says, I will have a gallon of vanilla ice cream, a gallon of chocolate ice cream, and a gallon of strawberry ice cream. And the guy says, Can help you with the strawberry, no problem. Can help you with the vanilla, no problem. We're out of chocolate right now. She goes, okay, good, fine. I'll have a half gallon of chocolate, a half gallon of strawberry, and
Don't be taking my joke.
Huh?
Don't be taking my joke.
It is my joke. I'm not taking that. But anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, you get to hear it from me on this podcast. So basically, he says, "Lady, I'm sorry, we are out of chocolate. I can do all the vanilla and all the strawberry you want." She goes, okay, fine. I will take a quart of chocolate, a quart of strawberry, and a quart of vanilla. He's so mad at her. He goes, okay, lady, can you spell V in vanilla? She goes, yeah, it's VAN. Can you spell the straw in strawberry? She goes, yeah, STRAW. Can you spell the fuck in chocolate? She goes, there's no fucking chocolate. And he says, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
The way that mine was is the freak. Mine was, can you spell the freak in chocolate?
Well,
there is no freak in chocolate. That's right.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
See, I cleaned up mine.
See, I had to tell it that way because of the fact that this guy was a deacon at a church I went to at the time.
Yeah, this joke was, I was about 20. Yeah, oh my goodness. 30 years ago. That was a 30-year ago joke.
No, I heard it. Yeah, I've heard it before, but 20 years ago is when I heard it. So anyway, yeah, I remembered it from this deacon. His name was Bob, and he was a great friend of mine. And I remember, for years I didn't see him, but then the last 2 years before I moved up here, so like 2020, 2021, we started meeting because he moved closer to me, and we were going to the same Starbucks every morning.
Wow.
So I would see him on a regular basis. And I told that joke one morning. I said, it was you, Bob, who told me that joke. And of course, he was up there in age, and he started to forget things and stuff. And he goes, I told you that joke. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, okay. To which, his wife's name was Molly. All right. And the last time I seen Molly, all right, she remembered me very well. Oh, damn. Come on. Yeah. Anyway. Those are the people you have stupid memories like that. That's why we try to create a show to have stupid memories. Anyway.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, one of the things that I put on my was, if anybody knew a fruit that started with E, that was part of, and so I will tell that story. Mm-hmm. Is that way back when, 30 years ago, when I learned the chocolate joke, one of my friends, she comes into work and she says, hey, y'all, we were playing like a game similar to Scrabble, somewhere like that. It's kind of a cross between Scrabble and something else, where you have to come up with words of a subject that start with a specific letter. So it could be cities that start with A. It could be fish that start with S, whatever it is. In this case, it was a fruit that started with E. And this is in Spanish. And so we're all thinking, and they couldn't figure it out. They come to work, and we're like, don't know. So an hour, we get back to work, no big deal. So about an hour or two later, Ruben, he says, oh, I got it. And we're like, what? Because it was my friend Anna sat on this side of me, Betty sat behind me, and then Ruben sat behind her. We're open desk. There's no partitions, nothing. It's just open. And so he says, I got it. I know the fruit that starts with E. And we're like, really? Because none of us can think about it. So tell us, what fruit starts with an E? And this is before you could just look up things. And then he leans up, he puts his hand up, and he says, strawberries. We are dying. So of course I go home, I tell my mom and my aunt this joke, and they found it hilarious. So from that day forward, whenever we were buying, it's like, oh, don't forget to buy some strawberries, and it's always with that emphasis, the strawberries. So the strawberries will always be strawberries for me. So that's my strawberry joke.
You gotta have your own jokes, guys. Well, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. So that was hilarious. Yes, that was a homemade joke. See,
we even like our jokes homemade. Anyway.
Yeah, right. But I think we did very well. We came up with some good recipes, some good combinations. I thought about lemonade. I'm glad I didn't make it. I left that one to you. I used gin on both of mine. You used tequila. That was a great, making, because last time when I used tequila in my strawberry lemonade, it felt like a strawberry margarita.
It does taste very much like a strawberry margarita. It does. And I think it's just because I didn't want to put lime. I didn't want to play. The lemonade is something I have that I make on a regular basis, just like I make it with my tea. And I just separated the two today. I put enough in the lemonade into the jar when I made a batch that I could just add strawberries tonight. And then I said I made the puree, and I didn't add I didn't add them until they got here.
Yeah,
I was going to add them, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna show you guys me adding them. So
no, that's really fun. And one thing that there's a strawberry is calling my name. One thing that could have been done to the elderflower, I use Saint Germain, just so y'all know.
Yeah.
What would have elevated this just a little bit more would have been putting some Prosecco in there.
Yeah.
Not just any sparkling, but the Prosecco. And the reason for the Prosecco is that the Prosecco is a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
And that just tames down the tonic water, because the tonic is tart. And then with the gin being so herbally, the Prosecco just gives it a lighter, spritzier, friendlier feel to it. So hence the spritzer. I did not have any. I didn't want to open a whole bottle. So I'm like, I'm going to be gone. So it's going to just sit there, and I don't want it to come flat. But that would have just elevated this just a little bit more. But as it was, I'm pretty happy with it. The strawberries are delicious in here, and being able to sip on it and get pieces of strawberry just made it that much better. So,
well, I mean, that's the other thing I would do with strawberries is if we've got some Prosecco or some bubbly open or champagne, just cut the head off the strawberry and put them in there, and I'll usually, for each glass I'll run about 3 strawberries into it and just sit there and sip on it. And at the end, those strawberries that have been soaking in that Prosecco, that's just like that extra treat. Your Prosecco at the end. So just saying. So, all right. Well, this is a podcast episode today. Strawberries. All right. Summer's almost over. So do something with strawberries this week. All right. Enjoy them. Come up with different recipes and put them in the comments. Tell us what you made with strawberries. We would love to hear it and love to see what you guys do with it. So before we go, all right, let's do the business side of our podcast. And that is, first of all right, we're in the process of redesigning the website. So you can go to likethewayyouDrink.com, all right, and join what we call our Insiders Club. It's a VIP club where we actually do tastings and do events with you. All right. And get to come out there and do things together. So likethewayyouDrink.com, join that Insiders Club. That being said, after Gladys gets her mouth full of strawberries, we're going to do our business commercials. Because Gladys and I's companies actually pay the bills for this thing, and we keep it going every week. So let's tell you a little bit about what we do. All right. And if you know somebody who needs what we offer, please, by all means, refer them to us. Gladys, you go ahead and go first.
Thank you, Tim. Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design, helping you become employer of choice through employee benefits. If you're a business owner and you say, how can I show my staff that I care about them? Because when you show your staff that you care, guess what? They're going to stick around. You're going to retain them. And there are 101 different ways that you can show them how to do that. My book, 101 Creative Ways to Attract and Retain Quality Staff, has a lot of options in here. If you go to insurancedesignpros.com, on the upper left-hand corner, you can get the white paper that will have this kind of just listed out. The book will go into a little bit more detail, but a lot of times you just want to have the conversation. So let's start the conversation. Go to enrollnoworegon.com. That's enrollnoworegon.com. That will take you to my calendar. Let's have the conversation. What are you trying to do? What's your budget? What's important to your staff? So once we know that, then we can figure out what is going to work for your staff. And then if there is something that I cannot do, I will find a broker in your area that can. So your to-do this week is ask your staff what is most important to them. And once you know that, you'll know the first steps to take. So that's Gladys Boutwell, Insurance by Design. And this is my co-host, Tim.
Thank you, Gladys. Hey guys, my name is Tim Gillette. Simple Easy Websites is my company. All right, as well as Simple Easy Marketing. Go to simpleasywebsites.com if you want to find out more about how you can review your website, find a better solution, see what you're doing, see what you're not doing right. All right, and get a list of things of how you can fix it and make it better. Simple Easy Websites, where we actually make websites that help you get the leads you need to create the business you want. Go there and find out more. The other thing I'm going to tell you guys about this week is I'll be relaunching my Tim Gillette Show podcast. Go to timgilletteshow.com. There's a button there if you'd like to be a guest and tell us about you. timgilletteshow.com. All right. Anything else, girl?
That's all I got. This one was a fun one. This one was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with this? And I had an idea, and I added a couple more things. So I'm kind of glad I did, because the pound cake was number one. The strawberry spinach salad was number two. And then I added the other two. Between yesterday and today, I'm like, you know what? Just go get the prosciutto. So I picked up the prosciutto today. I already had the mozzarella. I already had the basil from my neighbor's garden. Snuck in, snipped out a few and snuck out, and then had the tomatoes. So sometimes it's easy to make certain things that you keep on hand. So with strawberries, just experiment, y'all.
Yeah. Have fun with it. Gotta like the way you drink, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, we'll see you guys next week, all right?
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.